Welcome back to the draft plan, guys. Let's focus on defensive back right now. And yeah, the Jets upgraded their secondary a lot with the signings of Jordan Whitehead and DJ Reed, but a lot of Jets Twitter still calling them to draft Sauce Gardner with one of their first 2 picks. Connor, what is it about Sauce Gardner that makes him such a special player?
He's got everything, Steve. He checks every single box. I mean, it got to the point this year in college where quarterbacks did not look this guy's way. There's no targets for him there. They knew to stay away from him. But when you just look at the measurables, right? Obviously the speed, the size, the length, some of the longest arms we've seen for a cornerback prospect. He's twitchy enough at that gigantic size he has. When you look at it, he's got the ball skills as well. He loves playing in man coverage. He even said at the combine.
You know, cornerback, you can shut a receiver down. When they think they having fun, you can shut them down. I don't do too much trash talking because I know, like, next play I could get hands on this guy, so it ain't no reason to do too much talking. I love being left on the island, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about nobody else but my man.
For Sauce Gardner, you're looking in the mold of he's that caliber of a prospect we saw a year ago in J.C. Horn, where he wants to trail top-flight wide receivers, he wants to get hands on them at the line of scrimmage, and he wants quarterbacks to throw the ball his way. He's physical, he's got a great mindset. He is everything you look for in a top-flight #1 cornerback, especially if you are in a man-to-man heavy scheme.
Yeah, and I think Connor said it perfectly. To sum it up, he just plays with a ton of confidence, right? And it exudes on the field.
When I'm on and off the field, I make sure I got the sauce, and that just keep me going.
He likes to be on the island in man coverage, but has shown the skill set to play off man, to play in zone. It has really good instincts as far as going to attack the ball and knowing how receivers are trying to scheme him up schematically. This is a guy that I think a lot of people don't talk about his aggression and how he's able to come downhill and tackle. This guy in run support comes down and hits you, and I think he'd fit in well with this, Jets secondary, more specifically the corners, because the corners on this team come up and tackle. You're gonna have to be able to do that. We see it time and time again. Michael Carter from the slot position making tackles, Brandon Echols making tackles, and that's because offensive coaches are scheming up the cornerback position. So I think that's what Sauce Gardner does really well. Besides playing with confidence, playing in man coverage, being able to go get the ball, he comes downhill and he'll hit you in the face. Now, the only concern I have is he is 6'2", but he only weighs about 180 pounds. So he's got to be a little bit smarter in how aggressive he is in tackling, running backs and bigger receivers and tight ends, because you want to make sure that you're going to be on the field, for the whole season. He has the grit, the tenacity, long arms, is a long strider, instinctive with the ball in the air, and he'd be a really good pick. I just don't see the Jets doing it in the first round.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but one of the top receivers in the NFL is now in the AFC East, not wearing a Jets uniform, and Tyreek Hill. Obviously, it just adds to the necessity of this Jets team to continue to upgrade the secondary. Yes, they started it during free agency, but do you think that secondary is an area to target in that first round or not?
When you look at the history of the coaching staff, the way they value or the lack of value at the cornerback position, they went out and paid DJ Reed, right? They got what they view as their #1 corner. Now you let Bryce Hall and Brandon Echols battle out across from him. You feel good about the competition you have in the slot. The hole at the second safety spot is the more pressing need, and you and I have talked about this. We love how the tier 2 falls in those top 40 picks. You don't need to spend 4 or 10 on a Kyle Hamilton when you can get Seen, Brisker, Petrie, or Dax Hill with one of those other top 40 picks. And you know what helps out those corners? Your front four, your pass rush. That's where your premium capital should go.
That's the story with the defensive backs for this upcoming draft with the Jets. For everything regarding the Jets draft, keep it locked right here to SNY.